A few minutes later, they were on their way to Geneva. Bond could still hear the signal from the Homer, but the low humming sound wasn't loud. The Rolls-Royce must be about 50 miles ahead, he thought. He glanced at the girl in the passenger seat. "How long are you going to stay in Geneva?" he asked. "I don't know. I'm playing in the Swiss Open Golf Championship for women." Bond was sure that the girl wasn't telling him all of the truth, and she didn't talk very much to him for the rest of the journey. They drove over the mountains and crossed the border from France into Switzerland. When they reached Geneva, Bond stopped at the Hotel de Berg. He gave the girl some money, and he apologized again for the damage to her car. She got out of the Aston Martin, thanked him coldly, and walked into the hotel. Now Bond had to catch up with Goldfinger again. The sound from the Homer had got much louder. He drove fast through Geneva and saw the yellow Rolls-Royce just before they arrived at a small village called Coppet. The car was turning in through big iron gates in a high wall. A sign on the wall said, "Enterprises, Auric." Bond drove past the gates and took the next turning off the road. A narrow lane led up into some woods. Bond stopped the Aston Martin and turned off the engine. He took the binoculars, got out of the car, and walked silently through the trees. When he came to a very large tree, he hid behind it and looked through his binoculars. From this position, Bond could see down to the buildings of Enterprises Auric. Below him there was a large courtyard. Around the sides of the courtyard there was an old house and some workshops. At the corner of one of the workshops there was a tall, thin chimney with a square piece of metal on the top.